Today is the 15th of December 2023, and this will be our 20th video on some possible questions. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, I appreciate it a lot. To everyone who has subscribed and who is helping us share and like and are following us. Please, if you haven't considered it, can you consider and subscribe? And if the account is not yours, can you please ask permission from the account holder? It's very important, okay? And if you're not keen on computers, maybe you are going back into education, you have never been keen on education and computers and the internet and the media and this IT stuff, ask somebody to help you open an account, okay, of your own, so that when we upload, you will get a notification. In the comment section, you normally see, please follow my notes/script, okay? So for instance, this here is 180, and that is an S, which denotes the south. Okay, so if instead of saying 180 you hear 80, please go by the notes. Okay, go by my notes. Beware of scammers. Okay, we are nearing Christmas, and they are all over the place with fake emails, fake accounts, whatever. Just beware of them. Okay, if I haven't said anything in this channel, please don't listen. It's Christmas, so they might say, oh, can you donate to an orphanage so that they can help the orphanage have blah 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 blah. Okay, but there are charities, real charities out there who are taking care of orphanages this Christmas. So if you want to donate, you can get in touch with them and give them whatever you have. But if somebody comes on this platform and they said they are using this platform to collect donation, I don't know anything about it. It's not coming from here. Okay, because we are doing exam questions as much as we can, watch last video for recap. Okay, now some of the topic I haven't done it. Why? Because for instance, sets. Okay, somebody who wants to see might not be interested. They just want a minimum of C to go ahead and get an apprenticeship. Okay, someone also feels they can get an A or an A star. Okay, so at the moment, because of next year is already here, because immediately we finish the Christmas and we get into the new year, we have like 4 to 5 months of preparation, and then there are Gcse exams. So for the sake of those who are doing their Gcse next year. That's why I've started solving questions earlier. Okay, because some people have done the topic but they don't know how to apply it to solve questions, and some people too, as easy as the question might look, because of certain things they are put off and then they don't do it. Okay, so I want to try and expose students as much as to answering questions and as many methods as I can, so that the people who will benefit can benefit. If you are doing a higher paper, there are chances that you've done this topic, sets, trig, and all those things. Okay, if you haven't even done it and we solve question on it, I'll explain the parts that you need to understand, and then we'll solve the question. But if you are in maybe year 9, year 10, and you are not doing your exams next year, then it means that you have an additional time, so that after we've done some questions, we'll go back and do, because I'm making notes of those topics, I'll go back and present those topics to you from the basis, and then we'll start looking at more questions again, okay, to prepare for the following year. So that's why that's where we are at the moment. Okay, today our starter has to do with revision with bearings. I've done like 5 videos on bearing, and I've done a few starters here and there, but the question that I had I'm looking at today is a bearing question, so I just wanted to do a revision on that. Okay, now bearing is always measured from the north, so if this is your north here, that there, you always measure bearing from the north, so that is north, south, east and west, or west and east. Okay, west and east. Okay, on the north you start from 0, 0, 0. Okay, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third and fourth. Okay, so on the north you start from 0, 0, 0, which is 0 degrees, but bearings are measured in 3 figures. So instead of 1 degrees, you write 001 degrees. To the east, 090 degrees, which is 90 degrees. Then to the south, 180 degrees. Okay, to the west, 270 degrees, and back to 360. So if you are looking for a bearing of 060, which is 60 degrees, okay, it will be here. If you are looking for a bearing of 135 degrees, it will be here. If you are looking for a bearing of 210 degrees, it will find its place here. And if you are looking for a bearing of 290 degrees, it will be in the 4th quadrant. Okay, now you measure bearing clockwise. Okay, so the clock on the wall, okay, it goes that way. Okay, always that way. So bearings are always measured clockwise, not anti-clockwise, clockwise. And as I've just said, bearings are in 3 figures. So 15 degrees you need to be given to you as 015 degrees. So if you have your answer as 15 degrees, you have to present it as 015 degrees. Okay, if you have your answer as 33 degrees, you present it as 033 degrees. If you have your answer as 07 degrees, you 70 degrees, you write it as 070. All is measured clockwise. Okay. If your answer is 091 degrees, you present it as 091 degrees. If your answer is 110 degrees, this is already in 3 figures, so it's 110 degrees. If your answer is 220 degrees, it's 220 degrees, already in 3 figures. If your answer is 315 degrees, you present it in 3 figures. Okay, so this is the basic thing we use in bearing. Okay, now they will also give it to you in a question in 3 figures. Okay, but you should always remember to leave your bearing in 3 figures. Measure from clockwise. Okay, now today there is a question again on bearing. Okay, and this is a past paper. Okay, I've just tweaked it a bit. Okay, now there are 6 stalls in a market shown below. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is if you are coming in that direction to the market. If you are going this direction, there, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if you are going that direction, it could also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've just given us the stall. Okay, now this question, it could be names of pupils sitting on a chair. Okay, or names of family members in a gathering. Okay, or stalls of apples, oranges, banana, lemon, pineapple, maybe a fruit market. Okay, and tomatoes. It could be anything, but there are 6 positions. Okay, so it could be a chair. So that is the basic that we know. Now 5 stores are open on a given Saturday, such that, so you went to the market, so we'll go by the fact that it's a store. Okay, there is stalls, and maybe you are going to get fruits. Okay, so you go to the market and there's only 5 open. Okay, maybe this is apple, this is oranges, tomatoes, other fruits, lemon, banana or apples. Okay, or carrots, or all the fruits are in this area. Now, on this day that you went, only 5 is open. Okay, so it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that is closed, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will be closed. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is closed, and 6 is open. Now 5 stores are open. Now they are asking you to arrange the stores like that store 2 is on a bearing of 054 from store 4. Okay, so we don't know whether store 1 starts from here or there. Okay, and we can't repeat, so this cannot be store 1 and that will be store 1. This cannot be store 2 and you have store 2 here as well. You can't repeat. Each store appears once. So now they said store 2 is on a bearing of store 4 or 45 from store 4. Okay, so from store 4 you are going to move 45 clockwise and go on store 2. Okay, so now let's have a look again. If so this is my north, that will be 45 degrees a halfway. If I go a right angle, that will be 90 degrees. So here they are saying that stall 2, okay, is on a bearing of 45 degrees from stall 4. Okay, so this is stall 2. So from stall 4, okay, if I choose this to be stall 4, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it might not work for stall 4 here and stall 2 here. So the only 45 degrees I can get is stall 4 here, move 45 degrees and go to stall 2. Okay, because stall 2 is a bearing of 45 degrees from stall 4. That is the first statement. Now let's look at the second statement. So I've put stall 2 here and stall 4 here. Okay, so 45 degrees to stall 2. Now stall 3 is on a bearing of 90 degrees from stall 2. So I'm looking for 3 and 2. So from stall 2, I have to move 90 degrees and then I go to stall 3. Okay, from stall 2, 90 degrees to stall 3. So I've already got stall 2, so that will be 3. So I've done 2, 3, and 4. Okay, stall 5 is on a bearing of 135 degrees from stall 1. So this is stall 1 here. Okay, and stall 5 is 135 degrees. So if I move in that direction, that will be 90 degrees, and then another quarter move, 45, will be 135 degrees. So that will be my stall 5. So if I'm coming from this direction here, that will be stall 1, stall 2, stall 3, 4, and 5. We've been told 5 wasn't open. Okay, now assuming I did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was coming from this direction, then I'm going to get it wrong. Okay, so this is how some of the bearing questions can come. Okay, I made it in stalls so that I could explain to you, but have a think as well. I'm going to uh, try and get the whole information here. Okay, I hope you can get everything. So you can pause here, get the statement, and see if it is right. Okay, so store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I've done it and it is right. So it could be the name of pupils and chairs in the classroom. Okay, or as an office where they've put chairs apart for people they are interviewing with names attached. Okay, or maybe uh, a meeting where names of people are attached. Okay, so they have 5 chairs, but one person is missing. So they can say that Jill is on a bearing of uh, 45 degrees from Daniel. Okay, then you might have to put that in, or Bob is on this bearing of 90 degrees from Steve, and you might have to find that, or uh, uh, Charlie is on a bearing of 135 degrees from Susan. Okay, so instead of store 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they could give you names, okay, which might be difficult. I thought this might be the easiest way of explaining this question. Okay, so have a look, watch the video, and see if you get it. Okay, now, as I said earlier, the stalls could be counted from any direction. So it could be 1, 2 from the west, or from the north, or from the south, or from the east. But in the end, everything should, in this particular market, this is how it would look like. So even if they said the orange store is on a bearing of 45 from store 4, then your orange should be store 2, and then maybe your apple, which is store 4, should be here. Okay, so they might not say store 1, store 2, they might decide to make it a bit more complex. Okay, you shouldn't repeat. You shouldn't have a repetition. So store 2 shouldn't be repeated twice. So if there are names, you shouldn't repeat them, because there can be 2 people on each store. So for instance, you can't have store 2 here, or you can't have store 1 here and store 1 here. You will lose marks for that. You can't have store 3 here and store 3 here. Okay, you should have one empty store in the end after you filled it in. Okay, thank you so much for watching our video today, and I'll see you in the next.